Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Tuesday. It's Daryl here. It is bright and freaking early, man. It is 3 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. If you watch my channel, you know I'm out here at 3 a.m. every morning. It's actually 2:50. If I'm out here before 3 a.m., that means I found a story that I found something that I really need to talk about. And I don't know how to put this. My brain I got brain locked this morning from stupidity. From I had to shut a video off because it was just the amount of stupidity just overloaded my brain. Okay, where am I going to start this morning? Yesterday's video, I got to fill you guys in on this. If you watch my channel, I've told you guys this before. I don't look at yesterday's video, the comments, the amount of views, anything until I finish this video here, because otherwise I get sidetracked. And yesterday's video, one of them, I think it was my class reunion video, got crazy views yesterday. It actually, my phone locked up. My phone, I had to, because I told you I have a notification set up where I see comments coming in. I see your little round YouTube emoji, like who's commenting. And so many were coming in yesterday. They started coming in on one on top of another. And I went to pick up my phone, and this is the first time this has ever happened, ever since I've had an iPhone, ever. I went to hit the on button, and there was nothing. The red light, the light was on, so there was power, it was on. But nothing came on. And I kept hitting the button. I hit it a few times. I couldn't turn the phone on. I couldn't turn it off. I plugged it in, nothing. It was just black. But there was the power light was on. And it finally went on by itself. It finally cleared itself and turned back on about 10 minutes later as I was getting ready to go to the AT&T store up the road. Okay, so I'm dying to see what I'm assuming is Trump supporters or maybe another channel picked up my video or something, because I think it got crazy views yesterday. I'm dying to see why people are so interested and why I don't want to go to my own class reunion. It's a personal choice. It's not, by far, it is not the most animosity-filled video I ever made towards Donald Trump. I don't understand why people would be so upset about me choosing not to go to my own class, my 40th class reunion. But we're going to find out about that. That's going to be the next video. Okay, this video, it started with Donald Trump and his comment. He did a comment in Iowa, and I'll put the link. I'll try to find the link and put it down below, because I lost it probably by now. And he's talking about magnets, and he doesn't know how magnets work. Seriously, they teach that in what, 5th grade, 4th grade? I think it's 5th grade Earth Science, how magnets work. And yes, magnetism works underwater. He's in Iowa, and he's talking about, he's trying to, whoever he's in front of, he tries to get them angry. And he's talking about John Deere. Why didn't they use John Deere motors for the elevator lifts in the aircraft carriers? They use magna lifts, because everything, magnets are more efficient. They conduct electricity better. That's I'm no scientist, but that's the way I understand it, like mag trains. And he says, okay, this is what Donald Trump's, you must have seen this already. What he says, this is what, as much as he knows about magnets. You take a magnet, you drop in a glass of water, and that's it. That's the end of the magnet. So in other words, he says, that water is like the evil enemy of magnets. Magnets don't work underwater, according to Donald Trump. And this is the guy. This is the guy that people are going to vote for president. Seriously. I mean, besides for all of his crazy rhetoric about hunting down people at the polls, he doesn't know how your 10-year-old is smarter than the guy you want to elect president. So I started thinking about the flat earther, CC from Westchester County, because I remembered he doesn't understand how magnets work either, and this guy is a piece of freaking work. And so I started thinking about that. I was going to do a video. Donald Trump is about as smart or less smart than a flat earth believer, this CC from Westchester County. So I went to CC's YouTube page, and I'll have the link down below. I went to the very first video, and I just got lost in this video. This video by CC from Westchester County broke my brain. It was just so freaking stupid that I had to shut it off. I really wanted to watch it all the way through so I would have something to talk about in this video. I had to shut it off after about 3/4 of the way through because I had a full page of stuff that I want to talk about. All right, so the link's down below, right? And this is CC from Westchester County is in my opinion is about as smart as Donald Trump. Neither one of them has a clue how magnetism works. Let's see. CC he's confounded because he doesn't understand the North Pole and the South Pole and magnetism. That's, but Donald Trump thinks that magnets don't work underwater. Okay, so CC from Westchester County, he starts off this video and he says, he's all angry as usual. And this guy, he talks so slow. If you watch my channel, I'm full of energy. Since I've been clean and sober, I feel like I have a lot of energy. I'm ready to go, man. And I just want to reach through my screen and slap CC in the side of the head and just to get him to speed up a little bit. Because he just sits there and just, like he's pondering life and deep thoughts. And he's trying to convey his super intelligence to the viewers, and he just talks so slow and he takes these breaks and sips his coffee. And I want to bat him right through the video. But, okay, so he's talking about Google. And he says this. He says to the 23-year-old behind your computer, because he thinks everybody that works at Google is like 23 years old, 20 years old. They're in college or whatever. And he goes, F you, because he thinks that they're jamming his YouTube page. Look, if you're on YouTube, you probably know this. There's some glitch when you try to comment on YouTube. It happens on my channel, right? When I tried to comment on Google, I honestly thought it was my phone because I have an old phone and I have to get it replaced. Like I said, it jammed up with the notifications. And when I try to comment, it gets cap lock. Like I go to comment and it just jams up. The keyboard comes up and it doesn't go away. It gets cap lock. Anyway, so apparently I found out this happens to other people too. It's not just my old phone. It happens to CC from Westchester County because he says, but he thinks it's a big conspiracy theory. He thinks it's because he's a flat earther and that there's a 23-year-old kid at Google that's intentionally behind his computer and jamming his phone because he's a flat earther. Then it never crossed my mind. I was like, I must have been old. My phone's old. It's jamming up. But apparently, it's YouTube. YouTube fixed this. Because it's not us. It's YouTube. Why? So let me know. Do you have a hard time commenting on my videos? Because I do. There's ways around this. I figured a way around it. You go to YouTube Studio, and the newest comments you can count on. You could comment on just like that. There's ways around it. If you have any intelligence, you could figure a way around it. I'm not going to get into the whole thing. But he thinks it's a big conspiracy theory. I'm just amazed that the first thing that comes to his mind is that there's somebody at Google that's watching his channel and is trying to silence him. It's amazing how these, I almost feel bad making this video because I start to really think that these people have mental issues. They have, they're mentally ill. Okay, it gets worse. He talks about clouds. He says how he goes to NASA, the NASA website, and he trolls them because he doesn't believe that NASA, the National Aeronautics Space Administration, he doesn't believe that's real. And he says when and this is how he knows, because when he watches their feed of the Earth, the clouds don't move. Yeah, the clouds don't move. They're fake clouds. I'm thinking, hasn't this guy ever been on a plane? Like I've flown, I don't know how many times. I've been above the clouds. I remember one of the most beautiful times. I was flying down to Florida at sunset, and the sun was, the plane was coming into land at Daytona, and the sun was just coming over the clouds, and it was beautiful. But when we went to land, the sun was so far away and almost going down over the horizon. It was hitting the underside of the clouds. And it occurred to me right then, on a supposed flat Earth, there is no possible way. That disproves the whole flat Earth theory right there. There is no possible way that the sun could hit the underside of the clouds like I saw that day on a flat Earth. The sun could not be physically below the clouds. The only way that could happen is on a round Earth. as it goes around the earth, it hits the underside of clouds. I've actually seen flat earthers make an excuse and say that this is because the sun is bouncing off the ocean like 200 miles away, and it's reflecting up, like, or in Iowa, the ocean or the nearest lake is 1,000 miles away, and it's, and supposedly the sun is bouncing off a lake and hitting the clouds, and that's really how it happens. Oh man, like I said, I almost feel bad making fun of these people. Like, I really start to believe that it's a mental illness. Okay, then he says about, the pendulum. If you hang a pendulum, you could tell the time. I remember seeing this, I think it was at the Smithsonian when I went on a field trip there. There's a huge pendulum, and as the earth turns, the pendulum, well, actually the earth is turning, not the pendulum. The pendulum goes back and forth, and the earth is revolving around it, and you could tell time that way. And CC thinks, no, it doesn't really work. That's all fake. It doesn't work. And it gets worse because he doesn't know how. Watch the video. He doesn't know. He says there can't be hail or frozen precipitation on a globe Earth. That's why he doesn't explain this. He says that even weather people, even the weathermen, don't know how hail work. He actually says this in the video. He says weathermen can't tell you how hail work. Yeah, they tell you every time there's hail. The rain comes down, there's an updraft, it freezes, it gets blown back up, the piece of ice gets blown back up, gathers more water, comes down, it keeps going up and down. There's an updraft, and there's a warm air and cold air, and it forms a piece of ice as it's being pushed back. And I'm no weatherman, my explanation isn't all that scientific, but that's the gist of it. And the freaking weathermen explain this to you every time there's hail. What is this guy talking about? And then he says that on a flat earth, on a globe earth, that the weather from California can't go to the East Coast. It's 3,000 miles away. This can't happen on a flat earth. This is when I had to shut the video off, because he doesn't understand the poles, or the sun being closer to the earth on one side, the seasons, the rotation of he doesn't understand. I don't know how he explained. It's just insanity. The cognitive dissonance, the willful ignorance of this man is just it blocked my brain. I had to shut the video off because I just overloaded on stupidity this morning. And Donald Trump is about as smart as CC from Westchester County, because he thinks that if you drop a magnet in a glass of water, it stops being a magnet. This is the guy you want to elect president. A guy that doesn't have the education of your 10-year-old in 5th grade. Seriously. And you want him to run the country and the world. You want him to be the world leader. He doesn't know how a magnet works. Seriously. All right. I'm going to check out why people were commenting yesterday on my class reunion video. I'll be back later. You guys have a good Tuesday.